still knows me just. He wouldn't know my children, he doesn't know my wife. His brothers and sisters were passed away, he couldn't tell them there was no one. And I remember a particularly difficult day. For those who go through, you know, I came home and there was a inspection. And I didn't know if you could feel my thunder. I actually read it from cover to cover. I normally don't do that with collections. What we tend to do is we dip in and out. But I read from cover to cover, and it's not an easy read. You know, it's a joyous occasion today. Beautiful music, beautiful people. But it's a difficult read into it. I found it difficult. I actually had to put it down with some of my away from it. It's just hitting me rightly so perplexed because I was reading my own story. And I think that's what we do. When poetry affects us, we're grateful for people like Mary who can articulate what we're feeling. And that's what really does for me. It really grabs me. Because I think it's very truthful. It's funny, it's full of joy and hope, but it's also full of shattering imagination. And Mary is right. The opening poem, Dear Dementia, which I love. The very last line of that is. Sorry, the very last one I have here is about the destructive nature of dementia, and that it is unrelenting. And there's only one way it's going. And all of the care, and all of the love, and all of the attention is only going one way, and we know where that's going. But I think Mary captures the lighter side as well. One of my favourite poems is Houdini. And I thought it was very, very funny when Brendan escapes from the man. That's not surprising. He escaped from the man and Mary was buying an ice cream. Famed 99. I must get a 99 in Ballyrock or something. I've had a few wonderful nights in wonderful institutions, but never had a 99. Brendan escaping, running away from the man. Oh yes, sorry, the line is, my ending, undignified and slow. And I think, unfortunately, that is the ending. But I see my father it's undignified, it's slow, and it's inevitable. But I think why we read poetry is we want to know we're not alone. We want to know that others, it's how Alcoholics Anonymous works. It's how Gamblers Anonymous works, that we're not alone. There are other people who are going through this, and other people can articulate it and make us feel as if we are part of this as well. And I think it's what Mary does brilliant. Now Mary, I don't know if you're a good dancer. I presume you are. One of the things that struck me when you read the poems is the beautiful rhythm and beat in Mary's poetry. Mary has a really attuned ear. Her poems are, I know this sounds ridiculous, but they're just the right length. I know that sounds a stupid thing to say, but they're just perfect. Mary has a wonderful ear for when a poem should end. And she also has some wonderful titles. I think Brendan, I only met Father John once, but I knew Brendan reasonably well over the years. And Brendan always spoke to me about the importance of titles. The title has a great connection to the poem. And the title says something about what is to follow. And Mary has some wonderful titles throughout. I also think that Mary's comedy, I find it funny. Patrick Kavanagh said that tragedy is comedy underdeveloped. And there's something comic about dementia as well, isn't there? Because most people do, I see a lot of people nodding because you know what I'm talking about, because you've been through it, you're seeing it. And the real tragedy for my father was, he always said to me, John, he said, if I ever got like this, he doesn't even know he's like this now. He grew up in West Clare, so drive me to cliffs them over and push me off, is what he said. And I have been tempted. But this is what he wanted, but the tragedy now is that he doesn't even know that this stage has arrived. And I also would echo what Norma said about carers. I was really struck by, my kids were arguing back in the car the other day about the salaries paid to footballers. He's worth 350 grand a week, they were saying. And I was thinking of the carers who look after my father. I think what they're paid, what footballers are paid. I need to crash the car. But these are the people who these ones who do the unsung heroes, and Mary brings attention to them all the time. You know, when we hand people over to they're saying, these are the saints. And they do the dirty jobs, the toenails, which my father had on 9. But they do the really, really tough jobs, and they get on with it. And they allow us to have days like this, so we can stand back a little bit and be appreciative of what these people do. So I'm very grateful to be here, I really am. I think I wanted to just finish with one poem. I'm going to read my favourite poem, which is Jigsaw Man. And Jigsaw Man is I think, a beautiful image. I think straight away, and this word there I think is very clever, is the title says it all. Jigsaw Man. I think you know, even before you read the poem, what it's about. Because we're made up of pieces, and those pieces are gradually. For those of you who do jigsaws, I used to do them until I had kids, and then you give up. Because you open it up and the centerpiece is missing. And then 3 pieces are missing, and then you get so frustrated trying to find the missing pieces. But this is a book called Jigsaw Man, and I think it is so beautifully written. And it really is, I personally believe, a poet at the top of their form. And Mary is at the top of form. Brenton had a wonderful poem. I often quote the line called, "A singing girl is easy in her skill." And I think whenever you see somebody who's easy in their skill, they make it look natural. I think Mary makes this seem easy. And trust me, it isn't. You know, there's a lot of skill, a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of editing into making something look very easy. So, Jigsaw Man. Piece by piece, your picture was steadily undone. Sometimes in big shards that we could not ignore. More often in tiny little slivers that went unnoticed, until so many of the things that made you up lay discarded and lost on some foreign floor. It was only when older memories were pushed forward that I'd be forced to see how, like rocks to sand, where there were just too many pieces gone to allow for any reconciliation between the tiny, little, helpless you and the man you once were. I saw only crisp white sheets as you lay unmoving, and you struggled to submit to the overpowering grey, while I waited for your remaining parts to be picked up and prepared and boxed and put away. I have as yet to arrange those puzzle pieces into a picture that I can carry within me as I go.